Do you ever get it where you meet up with someone for the first time in a while and you think, despite a large number of minute events that have transpired since you last saw them, there's actually relatively little to say? Well, that's how I've been feeling, looking at this camera every day for the last, nearly couple of months. At the moment, I feel I'm at a bit of a junction with the work that I'm producing here on YouTube. It's the reason I haven't made any videos for a while, and the reason I'm telling you rather than a therapist is because it's something that I think other people are experiencing too. In fact, I know that to be true. Now, I've been sitting on this piece for about a week now, finalising the script, how I want it to be perceived. And I'm glad I waited because Peter McKinnon, a very popular YouTuber, just released a video, which I'll link at the end of this video, talking about the direction that he thinks content is going in and how people tend to be favouring raw videos over more polished ones. And he makes an example to showcase this. The film that took hours to make comes across as slightly disingenuous, ad-like, maybe a little bit detached, whereas the video that he shot with his phone seems true to life, real, relatable. It's an interesting situation where investing more time and energy in a production can possibly have a negative impact on engagement. And while many of us would like to say that we make videos purely because we love making videos, I think for anyone to have any longevity on this platform, they have to keep their finger firmly to the pulse of what works, what gets traction, and ultimately how to avoid burning out. I think somewhere around 2016, when Casey Neistat reinvented the medium of modern filmmaking with his daily vlog, there was this huge priority shift towards authenticity in the wake of reality TV shows becoming overly scripted. Vloggers soon saturated the space and made day-to-day, seemingly uninteresting videos more engaging with the use of high-end video production, cinematography, B-roll, time-lapses. And while Casey remains one of the best storytellers I've ever seen on YouTube, many creators characterized his style with this filler, prioritizing that over substantial material. It wasn't about the breadth of ideas, it was about the size of your bokeh, and the meat and potatoes of these films became what is simply now regarded as content. Fast forward a few months and now your dreaded algorithm favours more videos more often. And I would say if you want to get continued guaranteed growth, you should be looking to post at least once a week. Now, of course, there will be evergreen content, videos that have good search engine optimization, that continue to get views all year round, and they might help to push engagement to your other, maybe less popular videos. But as I've seen in my experience over the last few weeks of not posting anything, the number of new people discovering, watching, and subscribing to my channel has decreased massively. You have to keep feeding the beast. So here's the crux of my issue. You need to appease an audience with broader, simpler content, and that includes the length of the videos as well. The average person enjoying videos about 8 to 12 minutes long, not an hour long. And you need to be able to churn it out more often, which basically means pander, but with integrity. Now, it's not like I have nothing to say. It's not a lack of ideas. It's not writer's block. It's not imposter syndrome, I don't think. I could very easily create a tutorial every week showing you how to put a bus into Logic or doing a sample library review. But for me, there's something about being proud of what I'm putting out, that what I'm making is unique to my experience, so that I'm not just another person on the internet talking about music. It's not that I don't like watching tutorials or sample library reviews, but for me, making this content on a regular basis feels like a cheat to increased volume without substance, a depth of field without a depth of thought. When I started this channel, I think I just had more time to make these videos than I do at the moment, and I'd like to think that I'm going to continue being busy in my day-to-day work. So the junction that I'm at now is that I want to be able to make one video per week, but I don't want my output to be sullied by a lack of time or energy. The only way I've seen to avoid this conundrum and continue a stream of prolific, unadulterated videos without interruption is to expand to a team beyond yourself. And to that end, pretty much every successful YouTuber that I'm subscribed to has at least an editor to help with the workload. The alternative then is to take the lessons you've learned from projects that you're not allowed to talk about and make an entirely new piece to use as an example, as Peter McKinnon did in his video, as I often do. And that comes before planning, shooting, editing, grading, and all of the other YouTube prep, which you might notice has nothing to do with music. Now, you might be thinking, if you don't have time to do YouTube, just stop for a bit. we'll be fine, we'll see you when you get back. It just doesn't work like that. For whatever reason, and I don't know why, there is this stigma around work you do for yourself versus work you do for others. As an example, every bit of work that I do and that I'm paid to do will always take precedence over my YouTube videos, my music, or my own sample library projects. But this isn't just stuff I do for fun. This is work I have to do to improve my skills, to give myself a creative edge. For me to become a better employee, for me to garner future opportunities, I have to keep paddling underneath the surface, because ultimately it's that attitude that got me the job, not idly swanning by, waiting for opportunity to strike. Failure is not an option. So that's where my head's been, and is. And I'm going to figure out the solution over the next few weeks and months. It starts ultimately with simplifying the work I have to do to make these videos. Ultimately, that will make making these videos more enjoyable. So building a template for these videos, creating a schedule. I'll maybe do one sample library review, one music tutorial, one live composition, one existential roller coaster ride per month, perhaps. It could work in that way. Building a framework for planning so that I don't have to face that blank screen syndrome every week. We're talking about orchestration and arranging is concerned. It takes me a huge amount of time to build pieces just so I can talk about something. So I'm going to start building some musical material that I can come back to, refer to, manipulate for the given purpose. That's going to give something familiar for you to recognize, but it also means I don't have to do that every time I want to create a video. The other thing I've noticed is that videos should be about one thing. So a 1 hour ramble could contain 8 topics that could get 7.5 minutes of airtime. And by cutting it into shorter videos, 8 short videos is better than 1 long video. So I'm going to think about cutting as part of my workflow as well. See if I can kind of create longer pieces that I can cut down, maybe cut down even shorter for other social media sites as well. Now that's about where my ideas end. I would love to know your thoughts down below. Also, do you like conversations like this, just chatting about existential issues? I appreciate this is kind of meta, talking about YouTube on YouTube. I'm certainly not the first YouTuber to talk about stuff like that. Down below, please can you comment your favourite video of mine? Genuinely, I would be very curious to know. Thank you so much for watching. I've got lots that I want to catch you up with soon. I'm going to talk about everything that I've been up to in next week's video. Subscribe if you haven't done already. We're so close to 10,000 and I'm going to do a little giveaway, I think, for that. But more coming soon on that front. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.